Sir, there's Captain Lewis.
Oars prepare. Oars salute.
Captain, permission to come aboard?
Permission granted, Captain. Good to see you.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you, Sergeant.
I see your plant specimen collecting was successful, sir. Your walkabout was good.
It was.
Sir.
As you were.
Recover. Oars.
Captain, I think the men did a fine job preparing our new mast for the boat.
Aye, Captain. It is a great replacement for the one we lost the other day.
It was only 3 days later the captains recorded in their journals one of the party's most traumatic events in the early life of the expedition. An event that focused everyone's attention to the seriousness of isolation from the civilized world. It was in the early hours of Monday the 20th. Captain Clark sits in his captain's quarters to reflect on the previous day's events, preparing to write since he felt an obligation to the men who followed him from his family home in Kentucky. It would be an event that would change the makeup of the Enterprise going forward into the unknown. At the completion of our first full council with the Otos and Missouri nations, Sergeant Floyd, a longtime friend of his, collapsed into the arms of his fellow soldiers.
Captain Clark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, I need help. York, Captain, I need help. I could see Floyd had been and was suffering for weeks before he was suddenly overtaken with this troubling illness and could continue no further. We laid him in the captain's quarters of the keelboat and placed him in my bunk. He was weak and as bad as he could be to live. The motion of his bowels having changed was the cause of his violent attack.
All attentions by the captains, York, and some of the men is focused on Floyd's serious condition. After sitting with Floyd into the late hours of the night, Clark gets up to get some fresh air. Captain Clark joins Lewis on the bow of the keelboat, who is taking readings from the stars with the octant. Lewis pauses as Clark approaches, watching the river silently slide by in the darkness. They confer regarding Floyd's condition. It has been quite a day, first with the Oto Council, then Sergeant Floyd's collapse.
Private, that'll be all for now. Good search. Captain, you look troubled.
It's Floyd. I fear for his life. We've been friends since Kentucky back in the 80s. Captain, is there anything in our medicine chest that can ease his suffering?
I've tried all I know to mediate this violent attack from colic. Rush's pills had little to no effect. I dare say this attack was a long time coming.
He has no pulse, and nothing will stay in his stomach or his bowels.
We'll sit with him through the night and see what the morning light brings.
Thank you.
Captain,
Yes.
we was kids and we was feeling real bad. Mama always used to run us some hot bath water. All of us. And make us feel better.
Good idea, York. Captain.
It's worth a try. I'll have Sergeant Ordway heave to the vessel to the nearest landing. Sergeant Pryor can take a detail, draw up fire, water, make a hot bath.
After casting off that morning and traveling only a short distance, Captain Lewis orders the keelboat to come to for the purpose of making Floyd a warm bath to relieve and brace him during this violent attack he is suffering. While the men hurriedly prepare the water, as much as they tried to relieve Floyd's suffering, he never makes it to the bath.
I need you to write a letter. I must go now.
And with a slight grasping grip of his body, the sergeant takes his final breath. Sergeant Floyd passes into death with a great deal of composure. The day now is shortly past noon. The detachment now prepares for something they never expected, or expected so soon, the death of one of their own. To a man, the urgency of burying their brother is apparent due to the waning hours in the day. Sergeant Floyd had passed from this life to the next. The captains gave the best diagnosis and treatment of that day. Sergeant Floyd was consumed with bilious colic. From the point Floyd released his last breath, the detachment now had a new assignment: prepare to bury a fellow soldier and friend with all the honor and dignity they could muster. It was now mid-afternoon, only a few hours remaining to accomplish the short journey to Sergeant Floyd's final resting place. The expedition into the west now becomes a funeral procession to bury Sergeant Floyd.
March!
The party carries the body of their brother with full military honors over the crest of the bluff into the location the captains had selected. The location was the top of a high, round hill overlooking the river to the country beyond, a country Floyd would never get to explore, but only in spirit share with the Corps.
Right, dress. Steady. Order. Firelocks. Stand at rest.
We stand here today to honor our dear departed brother, who in service to his country honored not only himself, but those he served with. We lay him to rest atop this high round hill, overlooking the Missouri and country for a great distance. Sergeant Floyd will not be with us as we travel to discover and explore new things, but the memories that he has left with each of us shall be his legacy for a lifetime. The river joining the Missouri upwards from this point, we shall name and call Floyd's River. The bluff which we stand on, which embraces the setting sun and will serve as a resting point for Sergeant Floyd, will be called Sergeant Floyd's Bluff. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. Sergeant Floyd has returned to his Creator. Sergeant Ordway, take charge of the detachment and salute the deceased.
Detachments, attention. Shoulder, firelock. Poise, firelock. Full cock, firelock. At the left oblique, aim. Fire!
As the formation executes and prepares to depart, the funeral detail marches back to the boats to head upriver before darkness falls on an unexpected somber day. York placed a cedar post with inscribed, Sergeant C. Floyd died here 20th of August, 1804.
York, you coming?
Give me a minute, I'll be right there. Charlie, I saw you got sick. I wish you didn't have to go away. You always treated me right, and I promise I'll carry the memory of you over the next horizon.